Never let us forget we're forever in the holy presence of God. Almighty God, we ask that you give us wisdom in the decisions we make here today, and give us guidance in working with our regional communities to promote their social, economic, environmental and cultural well-being. Amen.
Kia ora, Lyle. So we have apologies this morning from Chairman Leader. Councillor Iti is online at the moment, but I know has another hui clash, so he may not be here for the whole day. And we, White and McDonald. Yeah. So they're not here at the moment. Yeah, apologies for late arrival for them. So can I have a mover and seconder to accept these apologies? And Thurston, thank you. So public forum, there is no public forum. There are no items not on the agenda, no change of order of business. Any declaration of conflicts of interest? There are none. So that takes us to the minutes. Any corrections to the minutes of the 13th of May?
Move, Chair.
Thank you. And a seconder?
Second.
Councillor Thurston, thank you. Great. So that moves us on to the business of the day. So we've got the adoption of the Eastern Bay Spatial Plan. So welcome Adele, Manini, Ben, Vaughan. Is Vaughan here on Zoom or? And yeah, over to you, Morena Koto.
Thank you, Chair. Morena Koto. We're here today to present the adoption of the Eastern Bay Spatial Plan for your consideration. I will take the report along with the amended spatial plan, accompanying short story and change register documents as read. The three Eastern Bay councils are scheduled to adopt the spatial plan next week, Kawerau on the 25th of June, followed by Whakatane and Opotiki on 26th of June. Whakatane District Council's Environment, Energy and Resilience Committee met on the 22nd of May and has already recommended that Council adopt the plan at its upcoming meeting. Feedback at that meeting reflected strong support, with members noting how rewarding it is to see this plan come to fruition after discussions began over 12 years ago. The group felt that having a clear strategy in place now provides the direction and confidence needed to progress more detailed work on localised strategies, and that this plan offers a robust sub-regional platform for future development. You may recall that at our 15th of April committee workshop, we indicated a change to the consultation approach. Instead of a second round of formal public consultation for the entire spatial plan, the partner councils agreed to focus on localised engagement as part of future work, such as district plan reviews or district growth strategies. The shift was intended to enable earlier final approvals for the spatial plan, bringing it forward significantly from a potential August 2025 completion. Following this, at the Project Governance Group meeting on 28th of April, Kawerau District Council confirmed it would undertake its own localised consultations specifically on the Eastern Bay Spatial Plan. This consultation ran from 14th of May to 9th of June. It was originally intended to end on the 16th of June. The Project Governance Group also noted that if Kawerau's consultation identified material changes, these would need to be flagged with the other councils, iwi, and the Project Governance Group before final adoption by all parties. So this brings us to the change register, which is appended as attachment 3 to the report. So to meet the agreed deadline for early adoption across all councils while accommodating Kawerau's consultation period, the Project Governance Group agreed to a pragmatic approach. The current versions of the spatial plan and short story were finalised for consideration before Kawerau's consultation concluded. Any resulting updates from their process are noted in the change register. These are not material changes and will be incorporated into the final published versions after all three council adoption meetings. Therefore, in addition to adopting the spatial plan and short story, We're also seeking your approval today to delegate authority to the General Manager Strategy and Science to make these minor amendments as outlined in the change register. And just to note that the resolution number 5 in the report actually says the project control group, but we're seeking that's amended to General Manager Strategy and Science. This approach aligns with the recommendations being put to our partner councils, ensuring a consistent process for finalising the plan. Adopting the Eastern Bay of Plenty Spatial Plan marks a significant milestone in a broader program of connected collaborative projects, including the Sub-Regional Economic Development Strategy refresh. The plan presents a regionally agreed evidence base, shared goals, a high-level growth scenario, key initiatives, and implementation priorities that will guide and enable change and growth across the Eastern Bay over the next 30 years. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge the strong partnership and collaboration that has underpinned this work. It's been a true team effort across the Eastern Bay councils, iwi, and stakeholders. I also want to thank Project Manager Ben Pitch for his leadership. And I was hoping Vaughan Payne would be online to say a few words as independent chair of the PGG, of the Project Governance Group. Kia ora.
Thank you so much. Are you going to take us? Oh, Vaughan is here. Oh. Nā koe, Vaughan. No mai haere mai.
Tēnā koutou. Apologies for lateness. Few issues with technology this morning.
Hi. So, Vaughan, would you like to say a few words in summary?
Yeah, thank you. So, for those who aren't aware, just the chair of our project governance group for our places, and I think it's important from a regional council perspective that all parts of the Bay of Plenty region are working well together in terms of spatial planning, so that you have the opportunity, along with your partners, to understand what the whole looks like. So it's great that the Eastern Bay of Plenty Spatial Plan has reached a point where collectively the Eastern Bay of Plenty councils, alongside the regional council and iwi partners, have a view on how to provide for future growth in a way that mitigates and addresses some of the large number of constraints, particularly natural hazard constraints facing the Eastern Bay of Plenty. So at the last PGG, there was endorsement of the proposed settlement pattern, and it's now sitting with the various partners, including yourselves, for consideration as to whether or not you similarly support the approach. So really just want to thank the your staff in particular, and the other staff of councils for all the great work that's led to this point. So thank you very much, and I'll hand over to the rest of the team.
Vaughan.
We don't actually have anything else to add, but we're happy to take questions.
Okay, great. So fantastic milestone to reach today, and I think there's a lot of smiles all round, but I'll open it up to the councillors for questions. So Councillor Crosby and then Councillor Nees.
Thank you, and well done to everybody to get this in place. It's a huge effort. I appreciate that. I guess my question is more about the Bay of Plenty Council's, regional council's role in this, and that we've adopted, obviously, Tauranga the Western Bay One Smart Growth, the Rotorua FDS, which is a good plan. Now this one, it would be really good to see a complete picture of what we've actually agreed to, and just to make sure that there is overlays of consistency, particularly from the environmental space, from the economic development space. I think housing is something which drives us through the MPs. It's something that is unique to each area, but particularly in some of those other areas, it would be really good Namuta, to have an overview of this, and that would obviously is going to lead into hopefully a Bay of Plenty wide one, potentially under the new RM reforms. But yeah, just so a lot of work. This was a really good read. It's quite comprehensive, actually, when you compare it to some of the others. So yeah, well done. But I would like to see that more Bay-wide view of what we've actually agreed to.
Yep. So through the chair, absolutely, I'm happy to. And we've got later on in the strategy and policy workshop following the meeting, a session on regional profiles. So you can start to see how some more demographic infrastructure information is coming together. But certainly we have got, as part of our program of work from the LTP, pieces of work which help us get ready for regional spatial planning when we thought that was the NBEA and the SPA back then. So we certainly are, as a team, looking at how we can bring you back that information in a way that puts all the pieces together ready prior to you going on to leave.
Thank you, Councillor Nees and Councillor White.
Thank you. Well, it gives me great pleasure to move this recommendation. I was very impressed with the document, particularly with the quality of the maps and the way that they all work together to support the narrative. So I just want to congratulate all of the staff for obviously a huge amount of work that's gone into it, and really congratulate everybody for working so well together. So happy to move, Madam Chair.
Councillor White.
Yes, Madam Chair. I'm sorry for being late, but I'm happy to second the motion. I did read the report and want to add my congratulations to you all for a real stunning report. I particularly gravitated to the iwi side of things as well. You got that pretty well covered. My whanaunga between Te Arawa and Mātātua, sometimes those things can pick up a little bit of momentum of their own, but I think you've covered it really well. So just want to congratulate you on that space as well. Kia ora.
Thank you. And Councillor Campbell.
Thank you,
you're
Chair.
part of the group.
I am part of the group, and just to show that I'm not biased, I've allowed Councillor Nees and Councillor White to move it and second it. But can I just say, please, I'd like to congratulate Vaughan for holding everything together over. It's been a lot of work going on behind the scenes, and Ben's copped the whole lot. We're not an easy bunch of people to work with down in the east at times, but we are small, and we've got to look after what we've got down there. We don't have the population, but we certainly have the biodiversity that really does stand in good stead for the whole of the Eastern Bay. But more than that, we are the gateway to Gisborne, Tairāwhiti, and back this way back to the port of Tauranga. So that's really, really important. So one of the big ones for us is making sure that our roading is up to scratch. And I have to thank Councillor Thurston for putting some weight behind that over the last 12 months or so, when we've had some issues on State Highway 35, because when State Highway 2 is out in the Waiaweka Gorge, that's the only option we have to get to Gisborne, and that's been pretty well under a whole lot of pressure. But yeah, thanks, Ben, for I know you've been put on the spot a few times. Not by me though. I was always backing you 100%. But yeah, look, thank you very much. But only grateful that we're going to adopt this. It's very, very important that we do work together as a Bay of Plenty wide, because if we work alone, I can tell you now we won't be here. We've got to stick together without a doubt. Thank you.
Good, thank you. And do we have any other? Councillor McDonald.
I just want to offer my congratulations to the team and the work that's been done. A fantastic report, and it's great to see that the plan has been developed for the East. I think, for me personally, I've always felt there was a lacking, given what we've been doing in the Western Bay sub-region. So it's great to see that this plan has been completed, and congratulations to everybody.
Okay, so we have a mover and a seconder. All those in favour say aye. Against, carried. Congratulations, a great moment. So- Right, we're on to Plan Change 13. Air quality. Welcome, Karen and Mark, and I'll hand over to you.
Thank you, kia ora koutou, councillors. Don't have much to say really. This is at the end of a 5-year process. The Environment Court has made its final decision on Plan Change 13. Following prior interim decisions, the bulk solid materials and log handling provisions, which we refer to as the Rule 22 bundle in the report, are already well into their implementation phase. But with this final decision, the unsealed yards provisions now an iterative management policy, which is quite crucial, are now beyond appeal. So it is now must be treated as operative. So the unsealed yards provisions require adoption by the committee today. The Rule 22 bundle require also adoption by the committee, but of course we then send on to the Minister of Conservation for approval of the coastal marine area part. But just a reminder that the Minister's amendments, if any, cannot conflict or be inconsistent with the court's decision. So the probability isn't zero that they'll say anything, but it's very close to. I don't imagine there'll be any issues. And of course, once approved, the CE will select an operative date and we will then action that at that time.
Thank you. Great. So open to questions. Councillor Scott, did you?
Oh, just a comment to say that, you know, that this will be very much welcomed by the local residents, and many will feel not a day too soon. So, kia kaha, really.
Okay, so if there are no further questions, so you're happy to move, Councillor Scott, and can I have a seconder for that, please? Councillor Von Dadelsson. All those in favour say aye. Against? And that's carried. Congratulations. Well done. Okay, so that brings us to the close of the actual meeting part